Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Want to kind of switch gears. Look, we're just a little over 3 weeks away from Tennessee kicking off fall camp. I want to talk a little bit about this 2022 football team, this upcoming season. But look, we've been talking a lot of recruiting, and rightfully so. It's been a great July so far for the Tennessee class of 23. Tyree Weathersby committing on July the 1st. Christian Conyer on July the 3rd. Obviously, Jonathan Nichols is class of 24, but still a big-time prospect, five-star prospect in the boat on July the 4th. And yesterday, Cameron Seldon, absolutely a huge commitment from a guy that can do it all, a guy that has SEC size and speed. You know, we were talking about it in the Talkin VAWLS Facebook group yesterday. I really believe that Cameron Seldon would be a five-star if he played somewhere like IMG Academy, but they're calling him a cheat code for this Tennessee offense moving forward. Huge commitment. We've also got the four-star offensive tackle Shamrod Umarov coming up later today. He is supposed to make a decision at 3 p.m. Eastern time. And look, I'm going to leave it up to you guys. I thought about doing a live stream this afternoon, going live around 2:30, kind of talk a little bit about recruiting, talk about Shamrod Umarov, and then we can get his decision. There's not going to be a video of it, but we can refresh Twitter the old-fashioned way. Let me know if you want to go live. We'll do it, hang out, be a good time. But let's get into it. Let's talk about this 2022 season. Before we get rolling, as always, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up just below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy, it helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. If you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, you're wondering what this is, who is this talking head? Look, we're not experts, we're not insiders. It's for the fans, by the fans. We are fans just like you, so if you like what we do, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Let's take a look at this. This is the late kick blitz. You guys know that I love Josh Pate. I think he does a good job. I think he shoots straight. I think he's one of the best in the business when it comes to covering college football. And you can see here, late kick blitz. Is it realistic for Tennessee to start 4-0? We talk about expectations. What are we looking for in this 2022 season? A lot of people just want to beat Florida. That's where it starts. That's where the season starts. But what about Pitt? Going on the road to take on a Pitt team, a lot of people think that's going to be a tough game, a toss-up game. I don't necessarily disagree, but I like Tennessee to win that football game. But let's hear what Josh Pate had to say about Tennessee starting the season at 4-0.
Tennessee starts the season 4-0. Yes, upset in week 2 and 4. Well, those would not be upsets. So I guess I need to remind you, one of these point spreads is already out. Tennessee goes to Pitt in week 2. Tennessee's favored by 4 on the road at Pitt in week 2. I guess odds makers think losing a first-round quarterback will impact Pitt after all, and an offensive coordinator for those keeping track. Also, I think Tennessee's going to be favored against Florida in week 4. That's in Neyland. So maybe they'll be favored to be 4-0.
So let's start right there. When we talk about expectations as a fan base, should we expect to open this season 4-0? If they're going to be favored in all 4 games to kick off the season, obviously Ball State, Akron, those better be wins. Josh Heupel and his football team fully expect them. They have shown through 1 year at Tennessee that they're going to go out and beat the teams they're supposed to beat. They need to continue to do that, especially when we talk about recruiting. You just go win, and recruiting starts to take care of itself. But that Pitt game on September the 10th has a lot of people scared, a lot of people nervous. And like Josh Pate just said, Tennessee favored in that game by 4 points. And when you look at Pitt and what they bring to this 2022 season, it's more about what they lost than what they've got coming back. Pickett off to the NFL. They've got the transfer coming in from USC. You know, I think he'll do okay for Pitt, but I don't think he's going to put up Pickett-type numbers. I don't think he's going to do it. And then you're talking about Jordan Addison entering the transfer portal. That's a guy that had 100 receptions and almost 1,600 yards. 1,600 yards. Reigning Biletnikoff winner. So when you look at Pitt, it's more about what they lost than what they're bringing back. Yeah, they're returning a lot on defense. I think they're returning 6 players on defense. Solid defensive line unit. But I think Tennessee has proven that they can go out and score points. It's more about what Pitt does on offense. I like Tennessee to win that Pitt game, roll into Florida 3-0 on September the 24th, and that's when business is going to pick up for this football team, and the pressure is on. But can we expect? Is the expectation for Tennessee to open this season 4-0, or in the words of Brent Hubbs, do you have to see it to believe it?
I'm still calling this a 6.5 on the boldness scale. I selfishly am rooting for them to be 3-0, with all apologies due to Pitt. I'm rooting for them to be 3-0 because I'd love to be able to go to my first Tennessee-Florida game. Somehow, I've never been able to go to the game, even though I've lived in the SEC my whole life. I'm looking at this right now, and I think some people are going to overlook that game at Pitt because you just assume, well, we're favored, and they're replacing a first-round draft pick at quarterback, will be good, right? Well, that'll be a classic situation early in the year where more games are lost than won. And Pitt, for all the replacements they got to make up there, they got their entire offensive line back. They got most of their defensive front back. That's a classic bait, trap, and wait for them to walk into it. That's a situation where Pitt will play.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think our fan base is overlooking that Pitt game. A lot people come at me. People think that I'm crazy for feeling so confident about Tennessee in that game. And yes, everything Josh Pate just said is true. Returning all 5 offensive linemen, returning a lot on defense, but you're losing your 2 most powerful weapons on offense. They're gone, and as he said earlier in the video, you're also losing your offensive coordinator. That is a lot to overcome. Meanwhile, Josh Heupel, this Tennessee football team, year 2 in his offense, year 2 under Tim Banks in his defense. Yeah, you got some question marks on offense, but I like Tennessee in that Pitt game.
A style of football that just waits for you to give them the game. And it sounds so simple not to do that, and yet teams do it every year. So, not to short sell Pitt's ability to actually score and actually go get a game, that's how I think they'll handle that game. If Tennessee wins that one, Neyland, week 4, Florida in town, who knows what Florida's record is, that's going to be the place to be. I'm calling this a 6.5. Winning either one of those games, very doable. I think they'll be favored. Winning both of them, tough, not impossible by any stretch.
So you guys know what to do. Hit that comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Can Tennessee start off this football season 4-0? And again, it's more about what Pitt is replacing, what Florida is replacing. An entirely new coaching staff. So many players transferred out of Florida as well. Feels like where Tennessee was at going into year 1 of the Josh Heupel era. That seems where the Gators seem to be. You know, new coaching staff, players transferring out, new quarterback. Although Richardson at quarterback scares me. Not going to lie. He scares me at quarterback. We will see how that plays out. But what an exciting atmosphere. If Tennessee can start this season 3-0 going into that Florida game, the atmosphere, big-time game, Tennessee, Florida. Tennessee likely ranked probably in the top 25 at that point if they open the season 3-0. I would think so. I would think that would be deserved. Big-time matchup with the Gators. What will their record be going into that game against Tennessee? When you look at who they open up the season with, that's going to be very interesting to see exactly where they are at, what their record is. Will they be undefeated? They open the season against Utah, but then week 2, they take on a Kentucky team that I think could finish right up towards the top of the SEC East. Tennessee, as long as they take care of business, I like Tennessee to finish second. I like Georgia, then Tennessee, then Kentucky. Florida could have a loss. Florida could technically very easily start this season 2-2 with losses to Kentucky and Tennessee. My, how tide is turning. Things they are a-changing. Tennessee seems to be trending up. Seems to be an absolute nightmare in Florida. Their fans are not happy. They're not happy with the recruiting. They're not happy with NIL. They're not happy with the current status of their program. And, you know, we saw it with Francis Mauigoa. Miami is going to spend some money. They are going to spend some money in recruiting. Is the tide turning so that Florida is no longer the top team in the state? Is Florida now the 3rd strongest team in the state? Is Miami and Florida State going to start to pull away from Florida in recruiting? That only benefits us in the long run. But what do you guys think? Like I said, we're a little over 3 weeks away from kicking off fall camp. It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to cover it. We're going to be doing a live stream next Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Myself, Dauber, JP, maybe Snake will jump on. Going to be breaking down the offense for this 2022 season. We're going to follow it up the very next Wednesday, 7 o'clock again, and we're going to be breaking down the defense. So a lot of live streams coming your way. Just as always, every Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, we'll play a little NCAA football and talk some ball football and recruiting as well. Let me know if you want me to go live today, 2:30, kind of countdown to Shamrod Umarov, his recruitment. Just kind of chat. It'll be a laid-back stream, probably just me. We'll talk back and forth about recruiting and where this program is at. But that's going to do it for this one. Make sure you smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out our merchandise. You guys know where. Bonfire.com/store/TalkinVols. This It's the Talkin' VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.